Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and I was asked to bring forward a message from the ancestors for the collective. And so I've been sitting with this beautiful dragon crystal that I received in my order yesterday, and I was not expecting such a beautiful and unique piece, and I thought there's a deeper meaning. There's a deeper meaning. It's actually a type of fluorite. I did do some research, and so this beautiful fluorite piece, and what I kept hearing over and over the last day or so since I received this beautiful carved crystal was, there's a dragon in the house, there's a dragon in the house. And so I'm like, oh my god, my guides kept driving me nuts with this in the back of my head, there's a dragon in the house. And so right now, astrologically speaking, we're dealing with this Taurus-Scorpio axis with the North Node in Taurus, and then we're going through these activations as well as reverse nodal activations with Scorpio as a North Node, Taurus in the South Node, and this really is affecting those with Taurus and Scorpio in their second or their eighth house, and that is considered the dragon's head and tail, and so there's a dragon in the house. So I feel this is a very strong message from the ancestors for those that have the Taurus, Scorpio, dragon's head and tail, whether it's Taurus in the second house, Scorpio in the eighth house, or vice versa. And so what I kept hearing as well was, I will follow you through the fire and the water. And so to go through the flames of the rebirth, I feel this Kundalini rising activation of some sort, like the Kundalini activation of the two snakes, the two serpents, the coiled snake being activated, and this dragon energy come in. And I feel like this is a big collective shift that we're in. And so I also was asked to pull the dragon card from my spirit animal deck. And so somebody's in the belly of Sekhmet, right? The belly of fire. And this rebirth by fire also is a spiral with this purification by water. And so I feel, you know, water puts out the fire. And so I feel this spiraling collective energy for many, a very intense energy. Thankfully, I'm not sitting in it, which is why I'm channeling it, of this rise and then the fall. And so in order to go through this rebirth by fire, we got to face the dragon to get the gold, is another message. And so I feel the ancestors are with the collective right now as somebody is walking through this fire by rebirth and walking through the water of the purging of any repressed traumatic emotions stored in the subconscious from past lives and this life. And so somebody's definitely going through some type of spiritual activation when it comes to the dragon's head and tail in the chart. And so this is like a karmic axis in the housing side of the astrology, where it's a lifetime of learning to develop values that will withstand both the spiritual and the material tests of time, right? We cannot have one without the other. And so there might be like a life situation coming up for an individual right now that has been ruled by the subconscious. And so this is due to a previous incarnation that somebody's needing to face the dragon to get the gold. And so somebody, I feel, in a previous incarnation has got some pretty hefty karmic debt to pay this lifetime as part of this dragon energy, where they might have behaved very obsessively or intensely and wasted a lot of life's energy on the dark side, on you know, ego desires, the darkness, and really squandered their spiritual path and their gifts. And so a past lifetime incarnation where maybe their life was littered with crisis and setbacks, and this life would mirror kind of like a reflection of that in order to trigger these past life memories. I do feel third eye activations, seeing one's most true self, and a major rebalancing of the ego is kind of what's going on here. So a lot of difficult memories that I feel have been imprinted on the subconscious mind are being activated collectively right now when it comes to this dragon energy. And I feel there's a need to look back at the past, and to understand these self-destructive impulses, because I think the energies are intensifying when it comes to somebody in a situation feeling like there's no way out, is what came through. And this is enabling clear third eye visions. And this is basically facing the consequences of these past incarnations coming up. So a very, very important ancestral lesson when it comes to patterns is being learned, and not using material goods or sex as a means to control another within a relationship is what I feel coming up. And so a lot of consequences. I think somebody has been facing a lot of self-worth and insecurity issues is another message, especially with the North Node, South Node, Taurus, Scorpio, and the inversion of that. And so consequences of past actions, because I feel a lot of this has been internalizing. And there's been a lack of truth, which then will create a lack of abundance, right? Because there's not sufficient balance within the universe when it comes to these energies. And so there's like a rebalancing and a facing of consequences and a need to get honest. I feel this hoarding energy, like this Four of Pentacles. I'm not going to share. I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to hoard. And when we hoard, we struggle. The more we give, the more we receive, right? And so, and giving without expectations as well. And so I feel this gateway opening when it comes to these energy channels, understanding the energy blocks when it comes to the lower chakras, the lower ego impulses, the lower urges. And abundance will flow effortlessly when this person comes to this realization of what true riches really mean. And that really is, you know, honoring high morals, honoring high inner values, and sharing our love openly with others. And so when it comes to the dragon energy too, like this is the all-seeing eye, right? And we all have this essence within us. We are all born with this psychic intuition, right? And so a lot of shifting I feel for somebody in their external world as well as the inner world right now. And so the dragon energy I feel has recently been awakened in somebody. Like this is like, oh my God, I just can't even describe the feeling. Holding the crystal, looking at it, I was just like, it's so hard to see just the beautiful fine detail on it. Just the camera doesn't do it justice. And so somebody is befriending their inner dragon right now, finding their courage to bring forward these visionary prophetic messages into the collective. It's like dropping into being this witness, bearing witness to this awakening to Christ consciousness and this Kundalini activation. And so we have to truly travel into the depths of our consciousness in order to befriend ourselves from the inside out. And so somebody here, I feel, is taking a long, hard look in the mirror, looking at this dragon energy and seeing what's behind that false self, right? Who is the true self in the mirror? Because I feel somebody is feeling like they're being watched, like they need to be looking over their shoulder, but in essence, it's their shadow self watching them is kind of what I'm feeling, in order to understand the power of the dragon and the transformative qualities of this fire energy. And so it's like this activation of fire within somebody's every cell of their DNA body structure is what they kind of showed me. And so this omnipotent energy is coming forward, activating somebody and helping them surrender and let go of their ego. And so I feel somebody's on like a cosmic ride, a cosmic vacation, traversing this very difficult subconscious terrain right now. But this is where somebody can step into being like that sage, that yogi, that spiritual yogi, as they, you know, go through this inner fire, sacred activation of their cosmic intelligence is coming forward. And so it's like the stirring of the embers and the rising of the phoenix kind of energy. And it is linked to the third eye chakra. And so I feel the navel center has been activated. So linking the solar to the anja And all of these hidden activations are kind of coming forward, and somebody's learning to translate these energies. So digesting too, going through the gateway of burning of this karma, and getting to the heart of the matter. So, you know, a true sage digests the karma, understands the energy channels, and chooses to walk through the fire and the water with their ancestors and their spiritual team. And so I feel somebody is kind of like traversing these inner and outer dimensions, and finding their center in order to be able to govern these activations properly is kind of what's coming through. So very powerful message. They do want me to grab a couple last cards with the crystal stone deck to see if there's any else that needs to be communicated when it comes to the levels of energy that's kind of coming through today. And that moon in Scorpio, I feel, really is pushing these transformations. And I noticed tomorrow with the astrology, the moon in Scorpio is making at least a half a dozen aspects to a lot of these planets that are in retrograde. And so it's a lot of deep transformative energies, and somebody's really needing to find their natural rhythm as they ebb and flow through this activation. So moonstone might be a crystal you want to work with today. These are all kind of feeling like middle to lower chakra energies coming through. We got a little bit of green here with the aventurine. We have celestite. It's like a blue. So a very delicate energy, heavenly energy coming forward as somebody closes their eyes and faces that inner dragon. And so somebody has been ignoring this consistent inner voice that has said, hey, it's time to handle this situation. It's time to handle this stuckness, and it's time to stop, I feel, and really, really listen. This is a day of meditating, of praying, and you know, allowing your ancestors to surprise you at the truth that they bring forward. So you're trying to find your natural rhythm. Somebody here is learning how to work with this empathy overload. I feel empathy and intuition overload with this activation. And I do feel this really did begin to shift under that new moon in Libra. And so somebody has set some intentions, I feel, to align with their purest life-affirming mission. And this has activated this dragon energy. And somebody is in some very intense inner child nurturing and healing at the moment. And they're getting down, like down on their knees, I feel, getting down to the bottom of a situation when it comes to this spiritual purification and these higher energetic properties that are coming forward, and owning their own alluring, attainable cosmic force. Somebody here is a master, a spiritual master, a highly sensitive empath, and has been thrust upon their spiritual path. And I feel there's been in the past like this reaching energy, grasping energy, and things are becoming more clear than ever before. Spirituality, healing work, and like this power washing of all of these unwanted vibes. And somebody definitely is in their feelings, feeling all of these feelings. A lot of heart blockages and lower abdomen energies are clearing collectively. And somebody knows they have something to get moving on when it comes to a spiritual relationship and releasing these energetic blocks. I feel like this is like project or mission work coming up, and it's not going to be something common. So this might not be a message for everybody, but somebody lusted after something, and it really did hinder their growth. They've been stuck in a rut, stuck in a funk. And maybe they've had a side hustle with somebody else, or wanted to go towards like somebody else's side piece, I guess. I don't even know where that's coming from. But I feel they know where they're supposed to be when it comes to a creation journey, a co-creation journey. And somebody's hell-bent, I feel, on getting out of this gutter that they've created. I feel somebody's been brought down to the rock bottom, to the gutter level. And they're likely in some type of crisis And it's like this big wake-up call, this cleanup call, this re-up call, and definitely a need to protect your energy. I feel this is a reestablishing Mercury retrograde, reestablishing a powerful energetic connection, but there's a need for boundaries. I feel somebody's reputation is being tainted, or due to maybe an emotional vampire, like a narcissist, a malignant narcissist, or somebody that's been taking and not giving back, and there's a need to protect your light, as somebody definitely deepens their intuition. So I feel like a reclusion could be a Virgo, could have Virgo in their chart, but it is like, it's a decision is being made. A decision is being made. I think somebody just can't wrap their head around all of the channels of energy in and around them right now, and they've been overthinking, and this is like a surrendering to the intuition is what I feel coming forward. Somebody's getting deep in the energies, and that's kind of what I got. So that was a message from the ancestors for whoever needed that message. That was not sign specific, but somebody out there needed that message. So I hope it finds you. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, I do encourage you to check out the description box below, and I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.